I don't know if you guys see everything going on in this place, but I'm excited to be here. I'm at Coastal Wellness in Vista. Today, we're gonna be meeting some staff here to figure out what they have going on, what type of products they have, what type of programs they have, and what type of benefits they're bringing to our community. These dispensaries are amazing community partners, and I'm looking forward to hanging out with Coastal Wellness for a little bit. Let's take a walk and see what's going on inside the store. Hello, sir. Joe Green.
Mike Milano, good to meet you. Welcome.
Thanks for having me here. This is my first time in your store, sir.
You are the first politician we have ever had in the back of this building.
Wow.
Welcome.
I am honored to be the first politician on the backside of the building. I will tell you, this is my first time to this store. You're in South Vista. I'm a North Vista guy.
Right.
But it won't be the last time, so I'll
Awesome.
definitely come to check you out. Well, I'll tell you what, since we're standing right here next to the drink section, a lot of people think when it comes to consuming cannabis, you gotta smoke it. And I'm not a smoker and I'm not gonna smoke it. There's different ways to consume cannabis, correctly?
Absolutely. So one of the fastest growing categories is the drinks.
Okay.
So it's an edible category.
All right.
Now we also have some butters and oils and things like that in here for cooking.
Okay.
But primarily these are all cannabis infused drinks. Actually here, hot sauce. Cannabis infused hot sauce.
Cannabis hot sauce? Would you say having a drink like this is similar to having a beer? I mean, what's the functionality after something like this?
We have drinks that are down, they're as low as 2 milligrams of THC.
Okay, so the potency changes based off
There's
of...
a broad potency mix.
Okay.
So people enjoy these 2 to 5s like a beer. So they can socially have it, have another one, have 2 or 3 over the course of an evening. They're gonna feel social, they're gonna feel a little bit buzzed, but they're not gonna feel impaired like they just had 4 martinis. And the really nice thing about this is there's no hangover the next day.
Okay. I know that you hear a lot about CBD, you hear a lot about THC. I've just been learning a little bit about CBN. Is that what it's called?
So CBN is a cannabinoid that is being extracted out of the plant and isolated like CBD was.
Okay.
So CBN is the cannabinoid that it gives you that traditional, stereotypical stoner couch lock.
Okay.
Okay, so they're isolating out. It's a sedative.
Okay.
And then CBG is an anti-anxiety.
CBG?
CBG.
That's a thing too.
That is a thing too.
Okay.
So we actually sell CBG tablets specifically for anxiety. They're non-psychoactive, so they're calming anti-anxiety without the high or the THC feeling.
Wow, is that a good alternative to like ADHD medication and things like that?
So we do have quite a few patients that come in here and get off the ADHD pills and go to these products.
Okay.
Natural products, plant-based. So we have a lot of choices. My staff usually goes through a pretty extensive question and answer period with the patients to find out, are they experienced cannabis user? What's their tolerance? All the different things that come into play when they select a sleep.
Okay, so that was gonna be another question is, so you basically have to like triage your customers when they come in here.
It's a very, there's a lot of consultation that goes along with it.
And the bud tenders are patient, they don't mind.
Yeah, we do marketing events to some of the senior communities, things like that. And we have a large following. My mom, in fact, an 87-year-old rheumatoid arthritis patient, is a huge consumer of topicals and tinctures to treat her rheumatoid arthritis.
And do you have a good amount of senior citizens who like come in here to shop regularly? Okay, so it's not all these kids. I mean, that's a big thing people need to know is this isn't a product that's geared towards children at all. In order to be in your store, 18 or older with a prescription.
18 with a med card, 21 and up if you don't have a med card.
Okay, now let's go over here because when you talk about beauty, this is a section I've never seen at a dispensary before. So this is the beauty section, and I know that this is another growing aspect of cannabis, correct?
So we have, these are bath bombs.
Okay. Bath bombs.
Oils, like skin oils and face oils.
And I see there's actually like milligrams of CBG, THC, so there's an effect to these when you use them.
Absolutely, this is a very popular area, believe it or not.
Okay.
You know, we have suppositories for menstrual cramps.
Okay.
All types of products, like we have lube for couples.
Okay.
I mean, it's amazing the products coming through here.
This is stuff that's just gonna benefit the community where you're like, okay, if I wanna have a drink, if I wanna fix my pet, if I wanna feel good, if I wanna go to sleep, I mean, this is all pre-recreational use, all right?
It absolutely is.
I want to say the next kind of avenue that we're going to take here is your recreational and also medicinal section. I know people also smoke for both purposes, but
primarily you get for the medical patients, and that's about half of our market here. Is they're doing the edibles, the topicals, the tinctures. Once they start on these topicals and tinctures, they work so well. they just keep coming back for more.
So the focused impact of additional youth being driven to these dispensaries after they were opened in our city, I know it hasn't happened. I've seen the focused impact. I want to say we've had one call for service in all 11 dispensaries since they were open, and it had to do with somebody who was intoxicated outside. It wasn't even for a minor, a minor or an issue to do with something that the community was worried about. But we do want to make sure people know the stigma of the marijuana and cannabis establishments isn't what you thought. These are good businesses giving back to the community, and they're doing good work in our community and providing jobs, good jobs.
Absolutely.
And you have happy employees here. So
my staff is amazing. They're amazing.
Oh my gosh, I made it behind the counter. How's it going, guys?
Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for re-welcoming me. So as you guys know, Mr. Milano here, and I am here with an amazing bud tender. My name is Joe.
Erica, nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you, Erica. I've heard a lot about the vape cartridges these days, and a lot of people don't know a lot about them.
Yeah,
what is a
here.
vape cartridge?
I'll show you. So we have a vast selection of cartridges located right here. So there's a couple different kinds of batteries that you can get when it comes to a cartridge. So you can do a regular universal battery. We call that a 510 thread.
Okay.
So pretty much any cartridge right here is gonna fit on one of those. Then there's also a battery like a Stizzy. Only Stizzy pods are gonna be able to go into those batteries.
Now, last thing that we are supposed to look at over here is this. So in the state of California, all flour is prepackaged.
Correct.
So how does a consumer actually see what they're getting? I mean, what's the benefit of coming in if you can't actually see it? So how do you guys do that here?
So we have display jars that the customer can take a look, they can take a smell if they would like, they can look at the structure of the nugs and see
the what?
The nugs.
The nugs?
Yes.
Is this a nug?
Yeah, that's a nug right there. That's a nice,
I'm
beautiful
holding
nug.
cannabis right now on a video. Wow, so this is your top shelf?
This is some top shelf flower right here. Yes, this is from Maven Genetics.
Wow, I feel so hip right now. I'm holding some top shelf flower from Maven Genetics right now. Well, Erica, I'll tell you what, thank you so much for educating me, teaching me a new word. I learned CBG and endocannabinoids. Man, I'm solid.
Thanks for coming out.
Very nice to meet you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mike, I gotta tell you, man, I've learned so much at your dispensary today. Thank you so much for having me here. In closing, I just kind of wanted to know what put on your heart to get into the cannabis industry. I'm finding out that everybody has some type of story that kind of led them to this. What led you to this?
So, I was never a cannabis user. I've spent time in the military, I'm a veteran.
Okay.
And about 6 or 7 years ago, my mom approached me and kind of asked me if I knew about cannabis. Okay. And I didn't know much.
All right.
So I started doing a little research. And I very quickly found that there is a lot of medical efficacy in cannabis products.
That's
both
correct.
Smoking it, eating it, topicals, tinctures, things like that. So I worked with my mom. We got her started with CBD.
Okay.
Charlotte's Web CBD.
Okay. Is that like a cream or something?
It was a tincture.
Okay.
An oil-based tincture out of Colorado.
Okay.
And so she started using that. Great results.
Wow.
So then we sort of merged. A friend of mine was making THC tinctures.
Okay.
So then I started going into Prop 215 shops, and I started to think, I'm like, wow, this is a business opportunity. So I started growing. I set up a Prop 215 grow collective to experiment with that.
Okay.
And then I started looking at what are the other business opportunities. Fast forward a few years later, here we are, Coastal Wellness, soon to be Coastal Cannabis in our new location. One of the other aspects that I didn't realize how impactful it was going to be, but the veteran community.
Yes, sir.
So I'm an Army veteran. I spent 8 years in the Army, intel analyst, and then infantry officer.
Thank you for your service.
My pleasure. And so, what I started to notice is we started to get a lot of veterans coming in here. PTSD issues, anxiety issues, sleep issues is big in the veteran community. Yeah. So they go to the VA and they just have pill. So what we've seen over the years is a transition of a lot of veterans off the pills onto cannabis, cannabinoids for sleep, anxiety, a whole host of other issues. So veteran owned, we have a lot of veterans coming in here. We have 20% off for all veterans.
Okay.
So you come in, whatever price it is, 20% off for the veteran community. It's our largest discount.
Nice.
And I think it's the largest one in town.
Okay, yeah, everybody else that I've heard is 10. 20% is really good.
Because, I understand, some of these guys are in bad shape.
For sure.
Bad shape. Some of my friends.
Coastal Wellness is gonna be Coastal Cannabis. They're moving locations, but you can find them at coastalcannabisco.com. CCC.com. Sign up for all their stuff, email my man Mike Milano, and you can come see him in person anytime, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. at their location located at
1084 La Mirada, Sycamore and La Mirada, right on the corner. It's 500 feet away from this location.
There you go, La Mirada, Sycamore and La Mirada. Come see Coastal Wellness, Coastal Cannabis. Let's go.